Still on the trail, eh, Mort? Or have you come to sign up with the Renaissance group after all?
Still on the trail, Jake. I've just been going through Dr. Dear's things again.
Oh, anything I can do to help?
You can tell me who might have had a key to his rooms. Did you, for instance?
Oh, that's a very big naughty round here, as you may remember from your Oxford days.
Did you?
No.
I think there's something missing from his collection of tapes. Is there some other way in apart from the staircase?
No. Well, I suppose Julian could have lent somebody a key. He was a true anarchist, after all. Only kept to the college rules when they suited his view of the world.
May I?
Well, thank God you're dressed. We wouldn't want to shock the Chief Inspector too much, would we? You can go now. Oh. How very embarrassing.
Not to me.
I never could resist the charm of casual acquaintance.
Speaking as a professional, I tend to sound the standard warning about casual acquaintance these days.
Oh, I absorbed all the warnings long ago, but then, health and efficiency were ever my watchwords. Look, I've got a tutorial in 10 minutes. Perhaps we should get together for that drink soon.
That first morning, you seemed to suggest that all was not well at Beaufort. Something about intellectual mugging.
Well, I was upset. What do I know? I'm away 2/3 of the time.
Anything?
Nothing. Nobody's saying anything. Everyone's scared.
The porter's not saying much either. Hates the master's guts. But he's got this college loyalty. He did say the place got a bit richer when Copley Barnes was investment bursar.
Did he?
Gave their industrial shareholding a big boost in the late 70s. Bought into Corby International. They fund his research, too.
Corby?
Chemical Organic Range and Biosystems.
Yes, I know what it stands for, Lewis. Corby was the victim of one of Sylvie Maxton's journalistic inquiries recently, if I'm not mistaken.
Making a big thing of the funeral. The gardener's on overtime.
Did you see a young man leave by this door just now?
Nope. Only a couple of girls came out of here while I've been here.
You sure?
Yeah. You know, there's a bloke down at headquarters remembers her when she lived here, Oxford.
Who?
Sylvie Maxton. She's got a bit of form, you know.
She what?
She's got form. Been quite a naughty girl, actually. Drinking, creating a disturbance, beyond parental control, apparently. She got a year's probation.
How can the worldly pay adequate tribute to one whose unworldliness was his most admirable quality? How can those of us whose ideals were compromised early appropriately praise one whose ideals remained pure and uncontaminated by the values of the outside world?
Perfect pops for December. Like moving, really.
The master reserved your seat, Miss Maggie.
Twisted his arm. Well, Blanche's, actually. He's being a prodigal. I can get away with anything.
For the time being.
I see David Naylor's here.
Naylor?
Head of Corby International.
Are you surprised?
He's hardly a friend of Julian Deere's, would you think?
Excuse me. Please, excuse me. Thank you. Please, excuse me. Very well respected person. Out of the way!
Just a minute, you! This is the man, Chief Inspector. I said I'd know him again.
What have you got to gain? Time? Because it is only a matter of time, you know. And you'll regret wasting it with me. This your usual reading matter, woman? Woman's world? You probably gathered Jake Normington is a friend of mine. He'll be brought in to identify you, or at least tell us what he knows. Where he met you, where there is someone who'll give you a name. How many cruising dons have picked you up off the street? It wouldn't be difficult to bring in one or two of the old familiar importuners. Less discreet than Normington. Yes, Lewis.
Have you got a minute?
Where did this come from?
A house in Wolsey Street. It's completely burnt out. PC Hodgson had to go down there just after he saw our suspect brought in.
Name?
McGovern, the woman next door thinks. Just him and his mother. They've not lived there long. Didn't see much of the neighbours. The mother's gone into hospital, apparently. We're checking now.
I want to see everything on Copley, Barnes and Deere. And Jake Normington, too, for that matter. Has anybody got hold of Normington yet?
Your musical friend. Still trying.
I'm going to visit Mrs. McGovern in hospital.
What about him?
He'll keep Lewis. He's where he wants to be.
Good evening. You've got a patient, Mrs. McGovern.
Visiting's over, I'm afraid.
I've got an important message from her son. He's not been, has he?
Not since yesterday.
She asking for him.
She does ask for him, yes.
Do you mind if I sit and wait? Mrs. McGovern. I want you to give your son a message from his friends.
Please. Chief Inspector Morse, you have a patient, Mrs. McGovern?
Yes. She's got a visitor with her.
Could I have a word, sir?
Call the squad!
Control 180. Receiving, over.
Who's paying your bills? Because there are few to be paid now. Intimidation with violence. Arson. Murder, maybe.
You must be quite exhausted, Matthew. A funeral, an arrest, imagine. Did you find it difficult identifying the man?
I didn't identify him. Not categorically. Wasn't possible.
We're off, then. I've got a musical ride to see to tomorrow. Going to be busy with the crepe paper.
You've made a terrific go of all that. The business, I mean.
Oh, do you really think so? It's Ron mostly. He likes taking on Rex.
Oh, no, Imogen, you've always done your share. I've been most impressed. You've accomplished a great deal since you had your... since you changed course.
Imogen's always been accomplished. Do you remember this?
Oh, les jeux d'enfants. Oh, yes, darling, do. Do you think you could? She never practices, I'm afraid.
Nor do I. But this is second nature. Come on, Imo.
Must we have this plunge into nostalgia?
But there were such happy times, weren't there? Such harmony.
Come on, Imo. Let's give them our turn.
Oh, that was great. What's wrong?
That's enough. Let's go home.
Of course.
You probably just forgot. One gets these tiresome blanks occasionally.
Come on, Emma. It is time for your pills anyway.
Oh, yes. The jarring of Imo.
Bye, Father. Don't worry. Everything will soon be back to normal.
Yes, she is a bit jarring, isn't she? Whose fault is that?
Won't you be more explicit? Since you appear to have been tempted out of your usual reticence. What exactly is this fault?
Do you think all you have to worry about is the way I speak? We'll see ourselves out. Thank you.
Well, luckily, I don't have a grating local accent these days.
Oh, Sylvia, you have a beautiful speaking voice.
Yeah. Well, we worked on it, didn't we, Blanche?
Is your, what will one call it, your brief, your assignment almost complete? I fear my ego will never recover from all this attention.
I suspect your ego is proof against most things, Master. I should be staying on a couple of extra days, as a matter of fact.
I wonder if that would be convenient.
In Oxford? Not necessarily here. With Imogen, maybe.
Is she up to visitors? It might be better if you... I'll consult the diary.
Only I'm thinking of covering this gardening competition. If you really think Beaufort's going to win...
Beaufort and the fabulous Phil? Oh, we shall certainly win. I've taken the measure of the opposition.
The visuals seem almost too good to miss.
Shall I clear away? Mrs. Walsh might well choose to feel victimised in the morning if I don't. Matthew?
I have to get out, Morse. I'm leaving this cesspool. That's as far as my courage will take me. Not very far, you might think. But at least I'm not staying to be submerged like the rest of them. Go easy on Mick McGovern. Trust him. He's a neurotic but not a liar, and he'll talk when he can. Although you may be hard put to distinguish truth from conspiracy theory. I'm letting my fellowship go.
I'm off to spend all my time with students who can't even begin to understand Oxford irony. They think it's hostile. Still, some of them love Renaissance music as much as you do. What do you reckon?
I reckon we may as well give up now.
We all want to keep our jobs.
We're not all engaged in a high-minded pursuit of the truth.
We're not high-minded, perhaps. But we want to know, don't we?
Yes, Lewis, we have that in common. Policemen and academics, we want to know. The difference is that we'd be sacked for withholding information. Now, tell me how far you got looking into the college investments.
Oh, nothing doing. I don't have the rank.
Don't you, Lewis?
I didn't go to Oxford, see?